building relationships, understanding all the players in the space is really, really critical. Building that reputation and building those relationships. And you don't need a lot of money at first to do that, right? You got to get in the right rooms, and you sort of have to show that you know what you're talking about.
If a person wants to do what you did, not in the mental health space, but just kind of like, wow, there's an interesting model here to go against issues of climate change or issues of homelessness or whatever that might be, how do they start? What do you think? Where would you go? How do you think about it?
Yeah, I think one place to start is really deeply, becoming a learner and making sure you really understand the issue and that you're connected to the right people, having the right conversations, so that you really, really understand it, the issue. And then networking, building relationships, understanding all the players in the space, is really, really critical. Building that reputation and building those relationships. And you don't need a lot of money at first to do that, right? You got to get in the right rooms, and you sort of have to show that you know what you're talking about. And I think at JED we did that really, really well in the across the early years. So learning and networking. I mean, to be a system catalyst, I'd say it's not. So like, we don't have a lot of programs and services, right? Like, we're consulting and advising and connecting and networking and sharing knowledge, but we don't have a lot of programs and resources. So it's, I think that's really important. I don't know if I'm going to articulate this well, but I think that's really important because it's about changing the systems and not trying to sell your tactic. It's about sort of, building the relationships and making things move and getting them connected. That's going to have that catalytic change.
Yeah. And just jumping into the Scrum, right? Learning it.
Yes.
Experiencing it, talking to people who are in the middle of it, and then seeing where you can be helpful.
Yeah. I'd also say aim high, really aim high. In terms of, we have great relationships with the Surgeon General, the Surgeon General's office, the CDC, all of these offices, really thinking through like who can make change and what can make change. So I'll give you just a sort of specific example. Like, years ago, we said, wow, wouldn't it be something if the liabilities insurers for schools believed in what we're doing and advocated and endorsed our programs? And so we spent years talking to United Educators, who is the largest liability insurer for schools. We shared our data freely with them. And now United Educators gives a discount off their liability premiums to any school that goes through our program.
Oh, wow.
And that, so it just use it as an example of, I'm not even sure we believed, sitting in that conference room when we had the idea that we could ever pull it off. But that it's you got to sort of aim high and think about like, where's the leverage.